Miscellaneous. 1. Stereo earphones. While driving, don't wear a headset or earplugs. It is against the law. Hearing problems like bad eyesight can come on so slowly that you don't notice them. Drivers who know they are deaf or hearing impaired can adjust. They can learn to rely more on their seeing habits. 2. Emergency vehicles. You must yield right-of-way to emergency vehicles, such as fire trucks, police vehicles, and ambulances, when these vehicles approach you using a light or siren. When you see or hear an emergency vehicle warning, drive as close as is safely practical to the right-hand edge or curb of the road, clear of any intersections, and stop. Stay stopped until the emergency vehicle has passed or until a police officer tells you to move. Emergency vehicle drivers may 1. Park or stand in places where drivers otherwise could not do so. 2. Go through a red light or stop sign after slowing down. 3. Go faster than a designated speed if it does not endanger people or property. 4. Disregard rules covering direction of movement or turning. 5. To break these rules, emergency vehicle drivers must use emergency vehicle warning lights. 6. When going through a stop sign or red traffic light, emergency drivers must use a siren or other audible warning device unless use could prevent or hamper catching a violator. It is against the law to follow closely behind any fire engine, police car, ambulance, or other vehicle with a siren or flashing lights. If you must drive near an accident, don't slow down or stop just to look. You may cause another crash. Drive by carefully, watching for people in the road. Never drive over an unprotected fire hose. Obey any order from a police officer or firefighter. Their orders should be obeyed even if you must ignore normal traffic laws or signs. 3. Don't litter the roadside with bottles, cans, papers, or anything else. The law says you must be fined $1,000 and you may be forced to pick up what you throw away. Littering convictions are shown on your driving record. Procedures when involved in an accident. 1. Stopping requirements. You must stop if you are involved in an accident. Someone could be injured and need your help. If you don't stop, you may be convicted of hit and run and could be severely punished. If anyone is hurt, call the police, dial 911. In cities or towns, report to the local police or dial 911. Turn off the ignition of any wrecked autos. Don't smoke. Fire is a great danger. If you are involved in a minor traffic collision, no one is injured or killed, move your vehicle out of the traffic lane. Show your driver's license, registration card, evidence of financial responsibility, and current address to the other driver or person involved, or to any peace officer. If your evidence of financial responsibility is insurance, you must be able to provide the company name and address as well as the policy number to avoid a citation and fine. If you are involved in an accident, you are to remain at the scene of the accident to provide assistance to any person injured and to exchange information with other drivers. You should provide driver's license number, name and address, insurance company name and policy number, information on witnesses of the accident including their addresses, license plate numbers. The driver or his or her insurance agent, broker, or legal representative must make a written accident report to the police or CHP within 24 hours of the accident if someone was killed or injured. File necessary supplemental reports with DMV if necessary. If you're involved in a minor traffic collision, no one is injured or killed, move your vehicle out of the traffic lane. If you hit a parked vehicle or other property, try to find the owner. Identify yourself before you leave. If you cannot find the owner, leave a note with your name and address and the name and address of the owner of the vehicle you are driving. If you hit a vehicle with nobody in it, leave the note in it or securely attached to it. Report the accident without delay to the city police or, in unincorporated areas, to the CHP. If you have parked a vehicle and it rolls away, hitting another vehicle, find the owner and report to authorities as mentioned above. If you kill or injure an animal, pull over to the side of the road and stop. Try to find the owner. If you cannot find the owner, call the nearest humane society or call the police. Do not try to move an injured animal. Never leave an injured animal to die. Good Samaritan laws were developed to encourage people to help others in emergency situations. They require that the Good Samaritan use common sense and a reasonable level of skill, not to exceed the scope of the individual's training or in an emergency situation. They assume each person would do his or her best to save a life or prevent an injury. When citizens respond to an emergency and act as a reasonable and prudent person would under the same conditions, Good Samaritan immunity generally prevails. This legal immunity protects you, as a rescuer, from being sued and found financially responsible for the victim's injuries. For example, a reasonable and prudent person would move a victim only if the victim's life was endangered. Ask a conscious victim for permission before giving care. Check the victim for life-threatening emergencies before providing care. Summon professional help to the scene by calling a local emergency number or the operator. Continue to provide care until more highly trained personnel arrive.